we've always wanted to write this book. It came up at the same time the bear was really having great trouble. They're talking about delisting. I needed to talk to a lot of people whose lives are touched by the grizzly, either directly or by symbol or image or whatever. And for that, I needed to be a journalist, which I'm not. And but Andrea, who is an excellent interviewer and journalist, I'm fortunate enough to be married to Andrea Peacock, and we decided to undergo this risky partnership.
It was a book that neither of us really could have written alone. Doug's written these stories interspersed throughout the rest of the chapters that are from the point of view of the bear, and I really think of those as the heart of the book. I don't think there's anyone else alive who could have written those chapters.
The essence of the grizzly bear is depicted by these 3 stories I wrote. I always wanted to, write from the point of view of the bear as best I could. I mean, it's an arrogant undertaking, but I didn't feel anybody else had done it very well. And, no matter how much we interview rangers or managers or scientists, biologists, the bear lives out there on the mountain in a complete world that's barely glimpsed by our science. And every day the bear has to make all of these decisions. And the grizzly, as probably the most intelligent, flexible, adaptable, 4-legged creature on the continent, has to make all these daily decisions about food, about travel. They're constantly navigating a dangerous human landscape, and I wanted to write these as fully as I could from the point of view of the bear.
This book was a lot of fun to write because we got to meet some very strange but really fascinating people. I've got a chapter on people with captive bears, and that runs the gamut from people with really great intentions and good feelings for the bears, and they really do right by the bears, to the worst that you can imagine. I've got a chapter on bear hunters, and my intention with that chapter was to talk to the best of the lot, guys who are really ethical and thoughtful. And
Yellowstone is an isolated genetic and physical island, and it will not survive without connectivity. If you remove it from the Endangered Species Act, the forest protections, the protections outside the park will dwindle to the point that grizzly bears are very easy to kill, as we already know, and I believe they will ultimately wink out.
So I'm hoping that in reading these stories of what grizzly bears mean to the lives of people who have real visceral contact with them, we can decide as a society that we do need these bears and we do need this wilderness, and make the right decision in Yellowstone and beyond Yellowstone. About the time that Doug approached me about writing this book together, we saw Jimmy and Rosalind Carter on PBS promoting their book and saying that writing a book together was the single most difficult challenge their marriage had ever faced. So we approached the notion with a great deal of trepidation, but
we made it.
We're still married.